So I found out the other day that actually croque monsieur is French for cocky sandwich. This sandwich is like, oh, look at me, I'm French, my feelings are the outside of my sandwich. But it is fucking delicious. So we're going to make it. First thing we're going to do is get some mushrooms. I've already salted, I've already oiled those. Those are going to go in the oven. We're going to thinly slice some tomatoes. We are going to make a bechamel. We're going to add some vegan cheese in it, and we're going to bake that, and it's going to get some nice colour on it, and it's going to be fucking delicious. So what I have here is 200 grams of butter melting. Once that's fully melted, we're going to add the flour. So now that that butter is melted, I'm going to add 200 grams of flour. So you've got equal parts butter, equal parts flour. That's going to go in now. And then I'm going to turn the heat right down to sort of as low as it will go. And then we're just going to slowly cook off the flour. Because if you put in the milk now, you're going to have that raw flour taste. We want it to go a bit nutty. So we're going to toast the flour in the butter, and then once we've got that smell, we've got that flavour, we're going to add the milk. So this process is going to take about 10 minutes. Right, when we're at this stage, it hasn't started melting into it. Vegan butter is acting a little bit differently to normal butter. Normally it would start sort of melting back into the pan. That's not happening, but that's fine. It's smelling cooked. It's smelling like it's getting a bit of that biscuity flavour in the flour. I've been moving it around now for the last 5 or 6 minutes, just making sure that all the flour is evenly cooked. And then we're going to slowly start adding some almond milk. We're just going to add a little bit at a time so we don't get lumpy bits. The longer you cook the flour for, the nuttier it will be, but also the darker your sauce will be. Milk. The slower you do this, the creamier your mixture will be, and that's kind of what we're looking for here. Takes a little bit of time and a little bit of work, a bechamel sauce, but it is worth it. And you can put this in the fridge and you can use it for so much more. You can use it for your lasagnas, your moussakkas, you can use it for cauliflower cheese, you can literally use it for anything. Like just a simple pasta sauce, and you just add some vegetables. So it's a really good thing to just have in the fridge. So I'd recommend making quite a bit of this when you do make it. And it will stay, because it's vegan as well, it will stay in your fridge if it's contained properly for over a week. But obviously keep an eye on it. 3 days is the normal limit, but it depends how brave you are. If you do just want to make this sandwich, very good on Valentine's Day, which is coming up. Make a little croque monsieur for your vegan girlfriend. She will love you forever. If you're just making the sandwich, just tone everything down. Just divide everything by about, let's say about 10. And that will be enough to make you a couple of sandwiches. Right, when it starts getting to this stage here, where it's nice and creamy and all the lumps are out of it, this is where we're going to add a little bit more flavour. So, a little pinch of nutmeg, a tiny, tiny pinch of nutmeg. Because nutmeg is very, very strong flavour, you don't want to ruin your bechamel. So that is literally one decent sized pinch. We're going to add some what we're going to add is some vegan yeast flakes, a tablespoon of that. That's going to add to that cheesiness of it. Going to mix that in, and then 2 bay leaves as well, and some black cracked pepper. What I would recommend using, if you do have it, any white sauces, anything white, mashed potato, anything like that, use white pepper. I don't have any white pepper, so I'm just going to smash in a bit of black pepper. I quite like my black pepper anyway, gives it a nice sort of bite to it. So, a couple of cracks of black pepper, and then just start whisking that through. Remember the bay leaves are in that, because obviously if you put that in the sandwich, it's not going to be very nice for whoever eats it. So we'll have to take that out later. So just slowly adding that milk while whisking. Let those flavours come together. So I've used 1 litre there of almond milk. And I'm just going to cook that out for a bit, let all those flavours come together. And while that's happening, and while that pan's warm, we're going to melt the cheese in. So I have got some vegan applewood here, but not the smoked type. I just wanted the normal vegan applewood. I think it's the nicest. It's the closest 1-2 cheese. It melts really well. So even though they don't sponsor me yet, go for vegan applewood. And it's actually not that expensive. Cathedral City, £4 for a fucking block. Taking the piss, man. What the hell? Just eat normal cheese. So yeah, I'm just going to let those all melt together, and then I'll show you the next stages. Right, so the mushrooms are out of the oven. I've got some toasted bread here. It is quite important you toast it because it will just go soggy as hell, because obviously we're adding some moisture, we're adding sort of wet bechamel, adding cheese. We want that to be able to hold itself together. Stale bread, if you've got some stale bread, brilliant time to use it. With the vegan bechamel, because you're not using like a salty cheddar cheese, give it a little taste. See what the seasoning's like, see if you need to add anything more. It's delicious, it's creamy, but I do want a bit more salt in there. So I'm just going to add a couple pinches. Don't want to overdo it, because this is already incredibly unhealthy. So adding more salt, probably not going to do any of the world good. So we've got that bechamel, it's thickened up quite nicely. So we're going to build our sandwich. So let's start with a spoonful of bechamel. Going to spread that. Delicious. Spread that. I'm going to start with the flat stuff first. Tomatoes. I would always recommend getting the ones on the vines. Spend a little bit more money on your tomatoes, because a shit tomato is a shit tomato. I'm going to thinly slice these mushrooms as well to go in. So that is going on top of the tomatoes. And then a bit of bechamel on this side. And then a little bit of your vegan cheese. Crown it up like that. And then more bechamel on top. Then this is going to go in the oven. I'm going to guess for about 7 to 8 minutes, just until all that cheese is melted, and we've got a beautiful bit of colour on that bechamel on the top. Put it at the top of the oven because we want it to get that nice colour on it right at the hottest bit of the oven. So put it in the top. We'll see how it goes. See you in a sec. Right, so the croque monsieur is ready. The croque monton, I should probably say. Croque monsieur is out the oven. We're going to cut into this bad boy. We're going to check it out. So it's still got that crunch, which is very important. It's got a nice kind of topping on it, nice and cheesy. I haven't got a cameraman, so I'm going to have to bring it over to you. Oh, look at this. It's that cheesy goodness, that mushroom in there. Serve it with a pickle. Absolutely delicious. It's Munching Max. I hope you enjoyed the video. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, sir.